Hello and welcome to the last bit of sorting on this big ass puzzle of not mine because it belongs to my sister. Hello and welcome to the Unwritten Life. My name is Kersti and you get to watch me sort puzzle pieces. It's really simple because the puzzle is called Dolphin Kingdom. Here is trying to show you a close-up, and right now I'm sorting out all the pieces. Let's see, all the pieces that forms small pictures by the end or by the sides, like this one. You can see the wiggly on the side. This is very hard to show you. Is that the camera? Is that the camera? Where is the lens? I don't know. Point is, I'm trying to sort out things to make it easier to, well, simply do the puzzle. Because it's a puzzle with 5,000 pieces, and that's a lot of pieces. So it needs sorting, obviously. Or maybe not obvious. You could do it like random picks of pieces, but that would take even longer, and I have spent a long time on this puzzle already. I can guarantee you it's gonna be a lot longer. How much longer? I don't know. I do it little by little because I have to sit on the floor, which I am sitting mostly Indian style on some blankets, which is fine, but the table, which is not really a table, it's not the best height for, well, sitting the way I do. Because it's not a table. I'm sitting on the floor. So I need to do it little by little to be able to have my body not commit mutiny. Because that would probably not be very pleasant, to be completely honest. So, and also I wanted to do a live, but it's been a lot of rain lately, and rain equals dark, which sucks because I don't have much lighting in this room that I'm currently in, which made it very difficult to do a live at night, or at night for me. I have no idea when it would be for you because I don't live in more than just my own time zone. So, and I find time zones very confusing. So, what time is for me and what time is for other people, I find that confusing. So, I would do it at my own risk, I guess, trying to do a live. But I would really like to. I wanted to do it while I was sorting. That has not yet happened. And I don't know. Maybe not in the future. But we'll see. Maybe not. That's how it is with a lot of life, I feel. Sometimes it works out, and sometimes it happens, and other times it does not happen. So that's, yeah, a little bit of this and a little bit of that, I guess. It's been raining a lot lately, so you'd think I'd be doing a lot of my puzzle, but I've been in meetings, and what have I been doing? Although it has been raining, it has been like not raining for a bit of time too. And that is when I'm outside working in my garden. I am trying to get the planting beds ready. I'm planting out stuff that I have been growing inside. Not very well, I might add, which is unfortunate. But, you know, live and learn. I haven't done any growing on bigger scale, and no, this is not big scale, but for me, it is big scale. It is the most I've ever tried to grow ahead of time. Not every plant looked all that good, I will fully admit. They got leggy and stretchy, and they were quite miserable at times because they were not getting enough water because their containers were so tiny, and tiny containers are, well, hard to keep moist wet enough for the plants to actually thrive, not just hanging on by a thread and surviving. So that has most certainly been a challenge. I have also been knitting a lot because I don't know about you. My body does this weird thing where if I use it too much, it just gets absolutely depleted of energy and I simply don't function. Doing anything and everything is hard, so knitting is something that I'm still capable of doing, although if I'm really worn out, it gets so slow. It's like trying to sprint a marathon in syrup. So that's quite hard. So that is yeah, I simply haven't had energy because I've been gardening. And well, I've had energy, but the little energy I have had, I've been using that for gardening. And there's a lot of gardening that needs to happen because all these crappy little seedlings of mine that are like trying to, I don't know, commit suicide or jump out of their little containers because they're not getting enough light. They needed to go outside. But at the same time, I didn't want to put them outside too early because it has not been all that warm. I mean, that's not true. We had our summer in May. It was nice, it was warm, it was sunny, it was dry, it was getting way too dry, and it was really nice and warm. And now it's a lot chillier, it is cool, it is rainy, it is gray. I'm wearing a wool sweater because it's not that warm, so, you know, it feels like we're in a mix of spring and fall at the same time, even though we're, let's see, what day is it? It is June 5th. So it's technically summer. It feels like a mix between summer and fall. Which is unfortunate because I have started planting things out and some of them do prefer some heat. But we had that one in May. I really hope we get more of it, you know, the heat, because if not, I'm gonna have a problem with all my plants outside. A really, really big problem with that. But, you know, you live and learn. Maybe I should have planted out stuff a little earlier in May when there was like a lot of nice warmth to it, but I didn't. So, yeah, my leggy seedlings are moving out little by little. I still have some preparing of beds to do before everyone can get out because space. I have an acre that I can fill, but at the same time that acre is filled with Bermuda grass. So it's not just like plopping things out there. I need to make sure they survive or do my best to make sure they survive, and that is not easy because Bermuda grass is I'm not saying my worst enemy, but we definitely ain't friends. That is very much for sure. Me and Bermuda grass, all my Bermuda grass, which is on most of the acre that I intend to. I feel like calling it farming would be like a little too much in a way because I am not there yet. I have like a teeny tiny little space that I've dug away some of the Bermuda grass and some other grass on it because it's not just Bermuda grass, it's all kinds of grass that loves to stay where they are and do not want to let go of the soil they're in, which I get. I mean, if they let go of the soil they're in, they might die, so that would be unfortunate for them, but not so unfortunate for me. So yeah, that is what I've been doing lately. I have been putting seedlings in the ground outside, and it makes me very excited. I'm like, yeah, makes me very excited, and I worry that I'm putting them out when it's too cold, and all these things. There's always all these things, but you know, you do a little bit at a time, and you do what you can. I just saw a video of a YouTuber, and she was talking about tending what you can reach. Instead of like, yes, it's good to have dreams, but if your dreams are too big or too far away, instead of like throwing your hands up in the air and say, okay, it's too much, it's too far away, I'll never be able to do it, I can't, I'm just gonna give up on the whole dang thing. Try to see what can you do. Every little step towards it is a step in the right direction. And I'm just like, yeah, that is, I feel like that's what I've been trying to tell myself lately and what I've been trying to do, but it's hard. And it's like, I need a constant reminder. So, yeah, her video definitely hit home with me today. Which is fascinating. I'm not a religious person, but she is a Christian, and she spoke to it in a devotional from that point of view. But I mean, it fitted so perfectly with what I've been trying to tell myself lately, that yes, I can have big dreams, but and even though I feel like it's way too much sometimes, I can still do something that is within my reach, because there is always something within your reach. I'm not saying it's always easy, but it's always, you can always do something. There is always a way. Might be a little hard to find sometime, but there is always a way, and you can do things, and you can do hard things, and like, yeah. So that video really resonated with me, and I love that when that happens, and it has happened with videos before too, both from her and from other creators that are like, they have a video speaking of something, and I was just like, yeah, that is just what I needed. I love when that happens. I don't know why it happens. I don't know how it happens. But I do love it when it happens. And it makes me happy. I can't really explain it in a different way. It makes me happy. So, yeah. What else have I been doing lately? I haven't really been doing that much. Been gardening, trying to get stuff done, which with all the rain that's been coming down, that makes it a little hard, because I do not like to garden in the rain. It makes me wet. When I get wet, I get cold, and when I get cold, I don't really function. I don't know. It's like my brain just shuts off everything that is not absolutely essential, and I can't function. It is really annoying, but that is how it works apparently for my body. So I don't like getting cold, which is why I'm currently sitting in a wool sweater. I knitted it myself. I showed it off. I was trying to make a pattern, but apparently I'm struggling with that. So who knows if I'll ever be able to write a pattern for it and put it up for sale. That would have been cool, but I can't do everything. And right now I'm doing a puzzle. So that's another thing I enjoy doing, but don't always have neither the time nor the energy for it, because I don't know about you, I need to have some energy, because I want to have enough energy to be able to enjoy the puzzle. And if I'm feeling like a zombie, it's hard to enjoy anything. Probably because like the zombie state of mind, it's yeah. It just, basics. I don't know. Where was I going with that? I don't know. Yeah, I really want to try to do a live, but I don't know how to set it up. And I've been going to meetings trying to figure out, like, I wouldn't call them, yeah, maybe meetings. A guidance person, not a guidance counselor, but like meeting with this woman. She's trying to help me figure out what to do with my life, which I appreciate. But I've come to realize, and I don't know whether this is good or bad, probably bad if you tell the system, but you know, the system is the system. It has its rules and regulations and expectations, and the system wants to shove you into a 9 to 5 or at least a regular job, so to speak, and yeah, pay taxes. And I mean, sometimes I'm thinking, if our politicians had been better with money, be better at controlling the money they get from, well, all of us that are paying our taxes, if they'd be better at it, maybe we wouldn't need to pay as much taxes, because I feel like, yeah, I don't know, but also I get that it's hard because there are so many people that want so many different things, and politicians have to pretend that they take everything and everyone into account. And yes, I say pretend because let's be honest, some politicians are more interested in working for themselves on kind of pretending to be on the behalf of everyone, and that's not always true. For some, it is. And if you think I'm a little skeptical to politicians, you would be correct. They keep saying one thing, and then they keep doing not the thing they say they will, and that is definitely starting to make me a little suspicious. And maybe not suspicious, I just don't trust all of them. I trust some of them, maybe. I find trust to be a hard thing anyway, so it's not just politicians I don't trust. But I mean, they're supposed to work for the betterment of the people that elected them. I think some of them forget that sometimes. And I think some of them should be better at explaining why they make the choices that they do. Supposedly on behalf of us, especially when a lot of us think that they don't do things on our behalf all the time, but seemingly more behalf on themselves and their own opinions and their own goals and ideas instead of kind of the people that elected them. So, you know, little politician frustrations. But at the same time, I mean, let's be honest, there are so many good people out there trying to do their best. And then you have, and a lot of them keep their head down and just do their job. And we don't hear about those people because they do their job and that's it. But the ones we hear about are the ones that are often the ones that don't really seem to do what they said they would, or uphold their promises, so to speak. So yeah, I've been reading news lately. It's not the best idea for me. I get upset and annoyed and like want to conk their heads in with a baseball bat. I won't do that because it's illegal, but sometimes I think they could be like, you know, smash some sense into them. Not literally, because I said it's illegal. You might hurt them physically, which is not good. That's not okay. It doesn't mean that we have to stoop to such a level, but sometimes I think they should be better at rising to the occasion and being honest and working for, you know, the people that elected them. But that's my opinion. Not everyone agrees with that. Now, I think it's a pretty solid opinion. So I think people, in my opinion, people should agree with that opinion. That the people elected should work for the betterment of the people that elected them. And I understand that it's hard because we, at least here in Norway, we have several political parties. And I understand that just because a politician promises something doesn't mean it's going to come to fruition, because they're not dictators, they're not tyrants, they do not have the possibility of deciding everything on their own. They have to collaborate with people. That means they have to, make compromises. I get that. I understand that. I just don't always understand their reasoning for their specific compromises, and I think they should be better at explaining that. It's like, why did they make these specific choices when maybe other things could have been different? Maybe they should have talked to the people that voted for them for a while about those things and what their opinions were, and be more of an actual democracy instead of just say, you elected us and now we get to do what we want, because I wouldn't really call that a full, actual, true democracy. But, maybe I've misunderstood something. It happens a lot. But also, I do understand some things, so I'm not like a moron. I occasionally feel like a moron, but I think that's quite a universal. That all of us occasionally feels a bit like a moron. I kind of hope so. I am pretending. Whether it's true or not, in a way, don't matter. I like to consider the fact that we're all a bit moronic at times, because then it's not just me at times. But at the same time, there's a lot of good stuff going on. There's a lot of YouTube channels that I enjoy watching. And I should know better than to read the news. I should try to avoid the news. That is so much better for my mental health. And, continue to garden and puzzle and knit and do a bunch of the things I enjoy doing. And, figuring out what I want to do when I grow up. And so I get a job so I can be put in that little box and pay taxes and have less time to do things that I want to do. I wish there was a way I could do things that I want and, have money for bills and all. But you can say, oh, just work for yourself. I don't think that is easy. I don't know how, and I don't know what I would do. Though I do see, what can I say? I do find it interesting, the idea of working for myself. I don't know what I would do. You have to do something to get the monies. And I don't know what that would be. So, I got a bit of a challenge there, but, I have many challenges with my house and my garden and my property and all that. And sometimes it stresses me out, and other times I'm like, oh, but if you have all these challenges, that also means you have all the opportunities and possibilities. And yeah, sometimes I just gotta work on my mindset a little, I think, because you can get a lot done if you have the right mindset. I'm not saying that mindset is the end-all be-all answer to everything, but you just gotta figure it out. I do not have it figured out, which is why the channel name is what it is, because I don't have it figured out. I need to, and I feel like you're supposed to figure it out, but is that really the ideal though? Do you need to figure everything out, or can you use life as a journey and figure it out as you go? Unless you want to eat every day, then you have to have some plans ahead because, you know, food's important. Uh, but yeah, I don't know where I was going with this. I just wanted to chit chat, and it was raining outside, so I couldn't garden. And although I don't have a lot of neighbors, I don't think I'm gonna walk around outside, talk to myself out loud too much, because even though I don't have a lot of neighbors, there is a bicycle track right next to my garden, and it is much used. So a lot of people are riding that track, and even though I know I'm a little crazy sometimes, it doesn't mean that I have to talk to myself and let everyone know immediately before they even know me. So yeah, I'm gonna try to avoid that. Sometimes it happens. I try to rein it in and not do it when there are people around. So, you know, you win some, you lose some, and then you try to make the best of whatever you got. And yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this little chat of mine. I can feel my throat getting sore. Probably because I've been talking for, let's see, 26 minutes. Yeah, wow, I'm really good at this. Less efficient about sorting, quite good at talking all the time. But, you know, at some point, and even I would run out of things to say, and I would try not to repeat myself, but I have a feeling I tend to repeat myself a lot. So I try to avoid it, but it's gonna happen. It's part of, I don't know if it's part of human nature or it's just my nature, but since I'm human, it's totally part of human nature because I'm human. Yes. Let's go with that. So I'm wondering, what have you been up to lately? I mean, I'm trying to make videos, and I'm knitting, and I may sit on the market soon if the weather allows, because if it's crap weather, if it's rain, we're gonna be outside. So if it's raining, we're not gonna be outside. It's just won't be happening. But if it's not raining, I will be sitting on market, which is interesting because I still don't have a lot of warm weather stuff to sell. I have some suggestions of things to make. One thing that sounded very interesting to me was crocheting market bags, or like bags to like carry stuff in. I could probably sew those too, but I'm not that proficient on my sewing machine because I got one as technically my grandma's old sewing machine, and I haven't used it much. So that's gonna take some practice before I get there. But crocheting market bags would be great, but problem is I'd have to buy yarn because I went through all my yarn. I have a lot of yarn. I weighed it actually because, yeah, I do that. So I have about 10 kilos of yarn, and that is a lot, but I still don't have suitable yarn for crocheting market bags. So yeah, that was quite impressive. But I, so maybe not this time, but I'm gonna bring what I have and hope someone wants to buy some of the things that I have. But that is not until for another few weeks, so we'll see. We'll see. I'm curious, what have you been up to lately? Please tell me down in the comment section. I am curious, as I said. And I'm also finished with sorting. This is all the pieces that is not like different borders. And let's just turn you. This is the pile that I'm gonna be working with first. So everything in the box right here. Oh wait, if I just do this, then you can see both. Sorry for the shaking. Oh my god. Okay, so these are the pieces I will be working with next. This gets to be put on the side, and I'll probably need to sort some more. I don't know how to sort. Well, I know how to technically sort, but like, how do you sort a picture that's got so much blue and so much color? How in the world do you sort such a picture? Or pieces to such picture? Please, if you have any idea, let me know it in the comment section. Because this box is big, it's full, and it's gonna be difficult. But I'll figure it out. I have technically done this this puzzle before. It's like I'm a little worried that I'm gonna get splinters, to be honest. But it's gonna be fine. I will spread these out and figure out a way to attack them. Not actually attack them, obviously, but I don't know, where do you even start with this, you know? The edge is one thing, but this, it's gonna be a lot more difficult. But I'm excited. That didn't seem like I was sure about it. I am excited about it. It's just, it's not a big thing, but it's also quite calming. The only problem is I'm sitting with like my shoulders super high up. So it's not the most comfortable way to sit, which is why, so it's not just that my legs were falling asleep and now they're not because of the way I'm sitting, but my shoulders are definitely getting a workout because they're raised all the time. If I could have figured out a way to make the wannabe table a little bit lower, but without it being on the floor, that would probably be good. But also, it's such a big, so yeah, I have no idea. Maybe I should just get a big ass dining table and put the stuff on there. That would be great. Is that happening? Not yet. Way too much garden stuff to focus on. So, wish me luck with everything. I'm just keeping my fingers crossed and hope the seedlings I planted out is not dying. And there is a couple that are struggling. I think that's the nicest way to put it. There are a few that are really struggling after I moved them outside. And then there are others that seem to be just have been paused. I had no idea how to start them up again, but you know, some heat would probably be a good idea, but I ain't got that. I do not control the weather. Thank God. That would have been such a job. I would not want that. So, for now, my shoulders are screaming at me to put them down. So, and also, the rain has stopped, so if I'm lucky and if I run outside, I might be able to put some more seeds in the ground, maybe plant some more. So I'm gonna do that. I hope you have enjoyed this little chat and watching me sort pieces, puzzle pieces, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!